Narmada, and greetings from the Himalayas and the banks of the Ganga River in Rishikesh, where I have spent many months recovering from the most challenging time in my life, and the lessons have been profound. It was just 7 months ago that a major bacterial virus attacked 2 of my heart valves, as well as all the major muscle groups in my body, which left me unable to walk and in a very critical health condition. On the same night, another virus, completely separate from the bacterial virus, attacked my 2 eyes and left me permanently blind in my right eye. As a result of all of this, I ended up in critical care at the AIMS hospital in Rishikesh, and the doctors and nursing staff were all convinced that I would not survive. But through the grace of God, I pulled through. In total, I spent 8 weeks in hospital, over 4 months on antibiotics, and in the process lost 6 kilograms, a huge amount of muscle mass, and I am currently learning to walk again and to see again. Elisabeth Kubler-Ross, in her book titled On Death and Dying, talks about the 7 stages of grief that one undergoes when a person experiences a severe loss. And having lost the sight in my right eye, I have experienced in depth these 7 stages, and it has been nothing short of deeply profound and life-altering. The first stage Kubler-Ross talks about is one of complete and utter shock and disbelief. I remember waking that morning and coming to the realization that I couldn't see out of my right eye, and immediately thinking that this was only a temporary setback and that my vision would return soon. It was only after seeing the ophthalmologist and him confirming that my eye had been through very severe trauma and that the damage was irreparable. It was only then that I became numb with shock and horror and total disbelief that this was actually happening to me. I mean, me? These kinds of things don't happen to me. They only happen to other people, was my initial reaction and attitude. How egotistical could I be? None of what was happening to me seemed real, and I went into complete and utter denial, which is the second stage that Kubler-Ross refers to. And that soon led me to the third stage, which is anger. And boy oh boy, was I angry. I became angry with God and with every living thing that came close to me, even if they were there to help me. My anger took on many shapes and sizes and wore many different masks and outfits. My anger dressed itself up as frustration and irritability and disguised itself as annoyance, exasperation, and bitterness. I was shaking my fist at God, even although in the core of my being I knew that I would lose this battle. I then started bargaining with God, which is considered to be the 4th stage. I started asking the Supreme Being what I needed to do in order to get my sight back. I'll do anything, I prayed, and looking back, I cannot believe how naive I was. But I was also desperate. I mean, I still have so many things to do, and I need 2 eyes in order to do them. Please, I beg of you, please. And as the weeks in the hospital bed slowly went by, I fell into a pit of depression, and I became overwhelmed with a feeling of dread and anxiety. The suffering that I was going through seemed too much to bear and too much to deal with, which is considered to be the 5th stage. In the deepest part of my unknowing, and in every part of me that felt ugly, broken, and in a complete mess, I knew that I needed to fully surrender to the one who sees the mess. I had surrendered many times before and was living my life on the premise of, "Thy will be done." But this time I knew that I had more to let go of. And then the perfect prayer of surrender came to me, and I dropped onto my knees and prayed. God, I offer myself to you again. As my soul gets broken open and tears flow, take my snot and soul, all of me. Take the pieces I don't understand. Take the memories I can't unsee. Take the ache in my chest as the lightning still echoes through my bones. I know it is for the best. Build with me what only you can. Relieve me of the need to figure it all out, that I may better do your will, not mine. Even when it's foggy, even when I'm crying, even when my faith feels messy and raw, for you are always with me, to guide me and be beside me. Take me, God, all of me. Use me, shape me, steady me, so I may show everyone else that grace meets us right here, right now, in the grief, in the goo, in the gorgeous. Thy will, not mine, be done. Amen. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And after finally surrendering, the light of acceptance started shining brightly, and overnight I found humor and a lightness of being in every situation that was presented to this body-mind complex. Every time I stubbed my toe, dropped something, bumped into the wall, I would smile and often burst out into laughter. The sixth stage that Elisabeth Kubler-Ross refers to is acceptance. But I have come to the belief that we do not fully embrace acceptance without humor, without being able to laugh as the witness to the absurdity of this illusion we call Maya. The seventh stage in this grieving process is hope, and being able to see and process all of this for what it truly is, which is the realization that I am not this body and I am not this mind, but rather an eternal, changeless, immaculate, and unblemished spark of the divine, and that I am already enlightened and liberated, pure awareness. And as the meditation teacher Jack Cornfield says, after the ecstasy, the laundry. And so I have found myself turning the mundane into magnificent and marvelous momentum. And I've heard Maa Narmada calling me loudly. She has clearly and concisely asked me to be on her banks again and to sit in her protective and guiding lap. And everything that I'm now doing is preparing me for my next spiritual journey, for my next Narmada Parikrama. And I invite you to walk alongside me and to subscribe to this channel so that we can complete this next journey together. Narmada Har, and God's richest blessings upon you.